Dear students, in the previous video we have learnt about the hormonal control of reproduction in case of male. The male reproductive system is controlled by a hormone called testosterone. So testosterone is the hormone produced by the Leydig cells or interstitial cells of the testis. It plays a vital role in development of the primary and secondary sexual characters. It brings about androgenic effects and anabolic effects in this is the female reproductive system. So in this session, let us discuss about the hormonal control of the reproduction in case of females. The female reproductive system consists of a pair of ovaries and the uterine wall, uterine cavity, and the ovarian duct. The ovary produces the oocyte or a egg that get released into peritoneal cavity. The release egg in the peritoneal cavity is collected by the fallopian tubules and that get transferred into the uterus. So if there's a fertilization, there'll be implantation of the blastocyst to the endometrial lining of the uterus. If there is no fertilization, then the reproductive cycle it moves to the reproductive phase called menstrual phase. Okay, so there are two hormones that play a vital role in controlling the reproduction in case of females. They are estrogen and progesterone. So these two hormones are produced by the ovaries. The ovaries are a pair of ova producing organs. That means they produces the oocyte or a egg and that maintain a health of the female reproductive system. In addition to the role that's the producing of the ovum, the ovaries also acts as an endocrine gland. The ovaries produces hormones called primarily estrogen and progesterone. These two hormones plays an important role in normal reproductive development and as well as fertility. So the both the estrogen and progesterone are the steroid hormone that are responsible for the various female characters in the body. They may be a primary characters or they may be a secondary characters. The estrogens or estrogens are a group of compounds named for their importance in the estrous cycle of humans and other animals. There are the estrogen are the primary female sex hormones. All they are also found in a male. The three major naturally occurring forms of estrogen in humans are estrone, that is called E1, estradiol, that is the E2, and estrol, that is the E3. Esterol E4 is produced only during a pregnancy. So the coming to the functions of estrogen. So estrogens are present in both the men as well as the women. They are usually at significantly higher level in women of at the reproductive age, but it's in lower level in case of the male. So the estrogens promote the development of female secondary sexual characters such as breast development, pubic hair development, and female fat deposition. That means the estrogens are involved in telarchy, pubarchy, and deposition of the fat on the breast as well as the hip region. The estrogens are also involved in the thickening of the endometrium and other aspects of the menstrual regulation. The other function are the structural changes induced by the estrogen includes formation of female secondary sexual characters and they accelerate the metabolic activities that increases the deposition of the fat on the breast as well as the hip region. That stimulates the endometrial growth that promotes the menstrual cycle, that increases the uterine growth for the purpose of implantation, that increases the vaginal lubrication for the discharge of the vaginal fluid as well as the what that baby during a parturition. Okay, then they thickens the vaginal walls, they maintains the blood vessels and the skin, they reduces the bone reabsorption that in turn increases the bone formation, they reduces the muscle mass, and the estrogens plays a significant in human mental health development. So the second hormone is the progesterone. The progesterone is also an steroid hormone that's involved in the maintaining a female menstrual cycle. That's a pregnancy. That's nothing but it supports the gestation, and also it involved in the embryogenesis of humans and other species. The progesterone belongs to a class of hormones called progesterones. Progestogens. The progesterone exerts its primary action through intracellular progesterone receptor, although a distinct membrane-bound progesterone receptor has also been postulated. So, coming to the functions of progesterone, progesterone is sometimes called the hormone of pregnancy and has many roles relating to the fetal development. It converts the endometrium to its secretory stage to prepare the uterus for implantation. That is, after the fertilization, there will be formation of the blastocyst. The blastula get implanted in the endometrial, and at that time the progesterone acts on endometrium to to what it, to support the implantation. Even it affects the vaginal epithelium and cervical mucus, making them thick and impenetrable to the sperm. So after fertilization, there is no need of a sperm that was controlled by the progesterone hormone by making a vaginal epithelium thick. If pregnancy does not occur, the progesterone level decreases, and that leads to menstruation, or that initiates the menstruation. The normal menstrual bleeding is a progesterone withdrawal bleeding. So the other function of progesterone, if there is no ovulation, the corpus luteum does not develop. Even the corpus luteum forms into corpus albicans. So it it what that it indicates the fall of a progesterone hormone that leading to anovulatory dysfunctional uterine bleeding. During implantation and gestation, the progesterone appears to decrease the maternal immune response to allow the acceptance of the pregnancy and decrease the contractility of the uterine smooth muscle. In addition to that one, the progesterone inhibits the lactation during pregnancy. A drop in its level facilitates the onset of labor. Another drop following delivery is one of the triggers for milk production. The fetus metabolizes placental progesterone in the production of adrenal steroids. Come to summary of this session. So the two important hormones that is involved in female reproductive system is the estrogen and progesterone. The estrogen promotes the female secondary sexual characters and has a structural and metabolic functions that includes the telarchy, puberty, and bone formation, salt and water retention, and also it increases the cortisol levels. The effects of progesterone are largely amplified by the estrogen and include a increase in core temperature, that's nothing but body temperature, anti-inflammatory effects, increased use of the fat for energy, and regulation of insulin release. The progesterone is sometimes called as the hormone of pregnancy because it maintains the pregnancy, it inhibits the entry of the sperm to the uterine cavity by forming a vaginal mucus thickening, and also it does not allows the uterine muscles to contract. Okay, it plays many roles relating to the fetal development that includes the preparing the uterus for implantation, increasing the amount of cervical mucus that prevents the entry of the sperm into the uterine cavity, and decreases the maternal immune response.